Hey everyone, welcome to our next dashcam review video. In this video we're going to be covering the camera you're seeing on the screen right now. It's the Viofo A129 dual dashcam. So this is another pretty cool camera. So just quick disclaimers, as per the last reviews, I have no affiliation with the company. They've just sent me this out as a free sample camera and asked me to give an honest review and do a comparison to some of the previous cameras I've reviewed. So I'm just going to be running through the camera, showing you all the pros and cons and giving my honest feedback on it, and do a bit of the unboxing, showing you how it all works and the features. So we'll show you a bit of test footage. I'll show you different comparisons of the model, what it can do, some night footage, all different things. If there's anything I don't cover in this video, feel free to ask a question in the comments. I'll try my best to answer it. And at the end of this video, after I've shown you it all, I'll give you a quick review of what I think of the camera. So go through, have a look at all the features, and then my sort of summary review will be at the end. So this is the Viofo A129 dual infrared dash camera. Dual channel, it's Wi-Fi. So we're just going to go through the box, show you all the different components, what it comes with. First, we'll go through the box. So as you can see, it's a front and rear camera system. It's using the Sony Starvis image sensors and infrared interior cameras. So the concept with this camera, system of how you can use it, which is opposed to other dual camera systems, such as the VANTURE dashcam, which I recently reviewed, which later in this video I'll actually get the two cameras out and put them side by side and do a pro and con of each camera. So with this dual camera system, the cameras are actually separate and have a separate cable. That you can actually run this as just a front cam, and then you can actually add the other interior cam on if you want. So that would be your basic setup of how you would run this one, how they've designed it. So just a few specifications. It's full HD and infrared recording on the inside. So this is only one of the few cameras that does infrared on the internal camera. It has a nice large 2-inch LCD screen on it, which is something that I do like, cameras that have a nice screen. And this next thing is the important one. We've got dual Wi-Fi 2.4 gigahertz and 5. So having the 5 gigahertz actually makes this camera, allows you to do a lot faster transfers. Now, I have used other dash cams that have a Wi-Fi where it's simply a case of you connect to it via an app and it just lets you download the footage or see the live view, things like that. This one's actually got a quick bit more to it, which we'll get into later. So the Wi-Fi on this is actually really a good setup. Okay, so the GPS system, which is an optional extra. So the polarizing lens filter, which we do have one, which I'll get into shortly. Parking mode, G-sensors. Another important aspect of this one is more modern cameras are doing this, but a lot of basic cameras or mid-range cameras you get don't take a larger SD card size. So this one, as you can see, takes up to a 256 gigabyte SD card. So that's very important for saving a lot of footage, especially when you're running a dual camera system. The last one on there, it says the Bluetooth button. Now this is a really cool feature, which I'll get into shortly, but this has a little Bluetooth button that comes with it. As we go through here, just looking at the front camera there, we have the menu button, the power on and off on the far left. The next button on, obviously it says record, is where you can stop and start the recording. The middle button there is the emergency button, or the button you would press to save the footage, but there is another way to do it, which I'll get to. The cool feature of this one, it has that little microphone button next to it. So a lot of cameras don't allow, you have to actually stop and go into the settings to turn the microphone on and off. This one actually has a button on the screen on the front, so if you actually are someone who, you don't want to record, someone gets in the car, you may not want the audio on, rather than having to go into the settings and change it all, you can just push it on there. It's on and off, quick and simple. So that's a little feature that I really do like. So with this camera and its mount, as you can see, this one doesn't use a suction cup. This one has a double-sided tape configuration. Now, as per the last camera that we reviewed, the VANTURE, this one also has the power charging in the actual suction cup, or in this case the one with the double-sided tape. So we simply slide this off, and you can see this part here will then mount to your windscreen, and that can just sit there out of the way. And then when you want to take the camera in and out, it's just a simple case of sliding it on. Sliding it on, clicking it in, it's back on, and she's out again. Traditional dash cameras, one thing I like about this, you can mount it very high because you can rotate the camera, and the angle allows you quite a lot of play. Let's see. On the side of the camera here, as you can see, we've got the micro SD card, the microphone, and the factory reset button. On our other side over here, we've got a USB for if you wanted to take it away, plug it into a computer. AV if you wanted to plug it into a TV. And this is actually the other USB connection for the interior camera, or rear as they've got it. To show you the other interior camera, this one is basically just the camera. Again, you can rotate the lens around, which gives it a lot of flexibility. It's basically, all it's got is just the connection for its, to connect back to the main camera. So, infrared lights to light up inside, and later in the video we'll show some shots of the interior. So you get quite a lot. It comes with plenty of spare double-sided stickers for the inside cameras, so that's good for when if you want to remove them. It's good little pack with the little double-sided tapes for keeping the cables neat, sticking stick downs. Okay, this is the cable, okay, that connects the front camera and the rear camera. So just a little mini USB. So that's just for simply connecting the two cameras together, which we'll do later. USB to mini USB, just for connecting the camera to the computer. And cool little thing I like. So this is obviously the power cable. Now it's a straight USB, and I actually tried this in my car. You don't actually, if you have a USB charger cable port in your car, you can just plug it straight into it. So the power connector that the unit comes with, as you can see here, is a dual one, so you can plug that into your power outlet in your car, plug one for the camera, and it then still leaves you a spare slot for your phone or other accessories, so that's good that it's got a dual function. Now, it also comes with this, a long cable here, as you can see. This is another one if you wanted to connect the front and rear camera together, but if you didn't want to do a short run, as our example, if you wanted to simply have it either side of your rear vision area, you can do that. But if you want a longer run, if you want to try and run it to the rear of your car, so this is the great advantage. This is an interior camera, but it's also a rear camera. So this is obviously a longer cable. So depending, you may need to extend it again, but as you can see, it's another one here to connect the front and rear camera together. So you've got a plenty of length. You can then run it to a completely different section on the front windscreen, or you can run it to the back. Now, simple, cheap little thing, but this is really good that they include this. This is actually a little tool just to help open the, when you're installing it in your interior of your car. If you want to, in here, pull these little paddles off, or just move this area back up here to tuck the cables away, instead of using something like a screwdriver or something that's going to damage or mark your car. This is a great little plastic tool. So they actually include this with the camera. One on there, so as you can see, they're your standard items. The trim removal tool, the clips, spare mounts, the other cables, and then your optional extras is to get the interior camera, changing out the standard mount for the camera, which is this one here. So to change that out for the GPS version, as you can see here, there's the GPS module one, which then allows you to use the GPS. There's the interior camera cable, and the next couple of items we'll get into is the bottom three. So, first one. So this is the permanent power kit. So can be connected into your car's battery fuse kit and allows for permanent power to your camera. That allows it to operate in its parking mode. So for more information on that, you can check it out on their website. The next one is this item. As you can see, polarizing lens filter. Now, I struggle a lot with getting a lot of sun glare. This little item is a lens which is there. We'll give this a test run. So we basically just install it. I'll do it here for you. Install it over the top of the lens. Now, I've obviously still got the sticker on it, but as you can see, that's an extra polarizing lens. That's all correct. So what we'll do is, we'll give it a test run in some sun glare without the filter and with the filter, and we'll do a comparison and see what we think, whether it does help with eliminating sun glare and reflection on the windscreen. So this item here, as you can see, wireless Bluetooth remote. So I saw this and was thinking, that's interesting, what is that for? And then when I checked what this actually does, I was like, that's a great idea, why haven't I done that before? So what this actually does, I'll show you, comes with a little battery, a little sticker to stick it in, and all it is basically just as you can see, just a little button. So let's press, it's a little button that connects to your camera via Bluetooth. So you might be wondering, why would I be having that? So this is actually a really great idea. When you're driving and you have an incident happen and you want to record it and make sure it doesn't get overwritten, you obviously hit the emergency button on the camera, as most have. In this one's case, it's the one in the middle here. Now, depending on the model, depending where you have the camera installed, this could be a problem. You're trying to drive, you're doing 100 kilometers an hour on a motorway, and something happens and you've got to hand off the steering wheel trying to hold a button down for 5 seconds to record a file. It's obviously not what you'd like to be doing ideally, but if you wait too long and don't hit the button, you could lose the footage. So this has been a major problem sometimes. So what this button actually does, you program it and sync it to your camera. It just sits there operating on Bluetooth. You can then stick that button anywhere you'd like in your car. You don't even have to stick it down if you want to just have it sitting in the center console, or you can stick it to, if you've got an appropriate spot where there's no controls, on your steering wheel, on your dashboard, next to your radio. Stick the button in the car. If an incident happens, you just push that button and you don't have to physically touch the camera. It's a lot safer. You don't have to get your hands off the steering wheel even if you've got it mounted there, or you're only taking it off, push the button for a quick second next to the push the button. It could be just right next to your radio volume dial somewhere on the car, and it A, means you're not going to bump the camera, B, you're not looking at the camera trying to find the button and taking your eyes off the road, and every time there's something happens you want to record, just hit the button. So I saw that and was actually very impressed with the idea. Okay, so just to give you a general guide with the pricing, as you can see, this is from the Viofo website. It's been set to Australian dollars, so obviously that could vary, so just double check, but around $250 for the kit they sell. The front camera on its own is around $180, just over $80 for the rear camera on its own, as you can see. With the accessories, for the parking accessories, around $20. For the exposure lens, another $20, and about $24 for the GPS module for the mount if you want to run the GPS on the camera. The Bluetooth button, about $28. If you needed an additional backplate, they're $14. Those are the little fuse panels for if you do want to connect the permanent power in. That's for how you plug them into your fuse box. They sell those as well. And then we have the additional cables for the rear camera, the ones with a right angled or non-right angled, depending how you want to have them connected. So those are all available from their website. Go through all the settings on this camera and the different settings of what it can do, and I was going to power the camera up and do it that way, but there's actually a better way to do it. So as you can see on the app you get for it, once you turn the Wi-Fi on the camera, you just connect your phone to the camera via the Wi-Fi. Once it's connected, you can simply connect to the camera, and it's now giving you a live image. So we'll do some more of that. I'll give you a bit more of a demonstration of that. So once you actually have the two cameras connected, you then get both on the screen. Great idea. What you can do is, you can have the app on, you can then connect to your camera in the car, you can see exactly where it's looking at, instead of having to look at the screen. So you can actually adjust it all from your phone, and you can actually change all the settings from there. So instead of doing all the settings, just stop it recording. I'm going to hit the settings. Now, as you can see, all the settings on the camera are available for you to do via the app. So you don't even have to go into the menu of the camera. Once you initially set the Wi-Fi up, you've got the video resolution, time lapse, how many minutes you want to record, whether you want audio on, exposure levels, wide dynamic range, all the settings, parking modes, everything can actually be turned on and off. All the settings you want, setting the system time, all those kind of setups can be done on your phone or tablet, and you don't actually have to get into the menu of the camera. So that was what I found was great. Instead of sitting there, do a couple of things. As you can see at the top with the resolution, running the front camera only, you can have it at 1920 times 1080. Now, there are some other cameras that do go higher than that, so the resolution on it isn't as high as some others, but keeping in mind, good little feature with this one, when you actually plug in the rear camera, both cameras are running at 1080. What it does, when you plug the rear camera in, it automatically sets both the front and rear to 1080 at 30 frames. Okay, so this is the VANTURE N2 Pro dash cam. Now, for those of you who haven't seen, I've done a review. I'll put a link in the first comment to the review video and in the video description of this other camera as well, so you can go and do a comparison. So a few of the features and comparisons with it. So the VANTURE, both cameras can run the front and rear cameras together at 1080. Both of them have infrared on the interior, and they both have additional USB ports on the chargers. So a bit of a, as I mentioned, both of them, the GPS modules are an optional extra. With the VANTURE, it uses a traditional suction cup design, which if you watch the other review video, as you can see there, suction cup does work very well. Some people aren't in favor of the suction cup design. They feel that the suction cups in the temperature changes the heat, other things fall off the windscreen, so they don't like them. So one advantage with the Viofo camera is it doesn't use a suction cup. It is stuck on permanent, but then with the double-sided tape you can obviously remove it, but it does detach from the camera. The obvious one being the VANTURE, both cameras are contained within the one unit. Now, pros and cons with that. You then have to fix the camera in a certain position, and the camera on the VANTURE does rotate, as you can see. It gives you more flexibility, but if you do want, the Viofo is a true dual camera setting in that you can then run a cable to a separate area of the car and have it running as two cameras in one. So when it comes to the recording on them, the cameras actually split the image, and so it records it in two separate files. So there isn't an overlay, but when you are looking on the Viofo camera, you can, either through the app or the actual screen, you can actually have it overlay and see how it's looking. So a pro with the Viofo camera, it has Wi-Fi. The VANTURE doesn't have a Wi-Fi setup on it on this particular one option, and it also has the Bluetooth connection to it. The VANTURE doesn't have either of those, so that is a real advantage I've found with the Viofo camera. So that's the comparison between the two cameras there. If you'd like, as I said, go have a look at the review on the VANTURE, and then you can do your own comparisons. And any other questions, leave a comment and I'll do my best to answer. So to give my final summary on the camera, I've been running it now for a couple of weeks. I've checked all the different features of it and had it running in the car full time. And basically my overall is the camera, I'm pretty happy with it. It's been a pretty good camera. As I've touched on throughout the video, I think its best features are how it mounts in the car on the windscreen. Its mounting system is very good. It allows the cabling to be very discreet, gives you a lot of versatility with the camera angle. If you are an Uber driver or any kind of rideshare, or you do want any kind of camera to be looking inwards in the car, the dual camera system I think is really good the way it does it. The Bluetooth button that it comes with is another great feature that I really like, and the app and how it integrates into the app and lets you do everything from it, I think are its strongest points. The front camera quality is good. There are better ones on the market, but for the price you're paying, it is on par with the price. To run those tests with those filters,
It did make a difference between the reflection on the windscreen and the sun glare, so the filter did work for me, so in the conditions I was driving in, so I did give that a tick of approval. So overall, I think the only cons really with the camera, the internal camera, when you're running it in infrared, there is some issue where you do get some reflection, and certain reflective materials do, like tinting and other stuff, do create a problem. You get some purple color you would have seen in the sample pictures. So if you're running it as your rear camera, or when you're running it as an internal, you do get a problem with some sort of purple imaging on some of the window tintings and seat belts or other things in the background. Does create a purple color on it. So if you do switch it to the black and white mode, you don't get that problem, but you're not recording in color. So that's my review of the Viofo A129 camera. If you have any questions of anything I haven't covered, leave a comment. I'll do my best to answer it. And thank you very much for watching my video. We'll hopefully do some more reviews again in the future.